I'm going to show you how you can create a rubric to go along with your assignment. If this is something new for you, you need to create the assignment. In Google Classroom, I'm going to title this one Kinder Writing Sight Word Like. Over on the right hand side, you can select ungraded or give some points. We're recommending that you give it out of 4 points. That way when you look at your grades for your class, it will be an easy thing to see quickly. It will show you the points that are correlated with the rubric score. This one's not going to have a due date. I don't have any topics set up for this classroom. Go to Rubric, Create Rubric. Once you have a rubric created, you can reuse it. But this one I don't have here. So I'm just going to put the standard for this, RFK1C. This is about correct spacing in sentences. It's this standard here. Understand that all words are separated by spaces in print. So if you'd like that to be a criterion, you can do that. It's going to be out of 4 points. And then the level title is where you're going to put your novice this is going to be 1 point. Sorry. 2 points would be developing. 3 points would be secure. And 4 points is exceeding. Now the rubrics give you an option to describe what are students showing you that's telling you what level they are. So for this standard, understand that words are separated by spaces in print. You and your team can decide what that looks like. For the specific assignments, I'm going to write no or few words are spaced appropriately. For developing, some words are spaced appropriately. Secure would be all words are spaced appropriately. And then for exceeding, I looked at expectations for the next grade level, and they really need to understand why this happens. So show understanding of why words need to be spaced appropriately. Criterion can be added to a rubric, but I did not do that to any of ours because one single standard is what we're using to input into Illuminate. But if your team feels like an additional criterion would be helpful, then you can do that and the rubric will have multiple rows. Something to be aware of is once you have started grading an assignment, the rubric you cannot add additional criterion later. You can only edit the phrasing. The text can only be edited. The numbers, the points, as well as additional criterion cannot be added once you've started grading. Assignments are in with their rubrics. You can find them on your classwork. And like I showed you, the rubrics are available as one of the attachments. Once students start turning in the assignments, you can go to grades, and this is where you will give them feedback. So these students, I already gave feedback on their rubric. So if we look at mark under the Kinder Writing assignment, you mark here on the rubric the score. So I gave him developing, and then you can also give feedback in a private comment. And the students will see the comments as soon as you send them. They will not see their score on their rubric until you return the assignment. And I know some teachers like to return the assignment all at once, so all families and students are receiving the feedback at the same time and not throughout the week, but that's up to you and your team. If you look at Geneva's here, you can see there's no comment, no score. I haven't graded hers yet. So you just select, and that will auto-populate the number that she's receiving to correlate with the rubric that you created. So it shows on the rubric, and it also shows in her points because the assignment was out of 4 points. Then you can give the specific comment right here. And send it to her, and that goes to her automatically right away as soon as you click send. Return for these students. It will verify that these are the ones you want to return, so that then I can show you what that looks like on the student end. So when we go here to the grades, this is where it's going to be really helpful when you decide which of these or all of them are going to be inputted into Illuminate. You can sort by last name or first name. Last name obviously would make most sense so that it correlates with your roster. To gather your data for Illuminate, it seems like you need to select a specific assignment, but all assignments will be generated. And you click the gear, the settings gear. You can copy all the grades to a Google Sheets, or you can download. And when you download, it'll create a document for you in alphabetical order if that's what you've if that's what you selected, and it will show you all of the rubric scores, and these are the numbers that we use for Illuminate to correlate with our exceeding, secure, developing, and novice categories. These ones are not showing up because I have not graded them or I've not returned them yet to students. So they only show up here once I've graded and returned to students. And then you can just align this and put 2 screens on your computer so that you can quickly enter these into Illuminate. Is a student view. So I'm under Mark's account. And if the student goes to classwork and view your work, on a tablet it looks similar. There is a little image like this, and I think it says my work. But this is on a computer or a laptop. When it has the little comment box, it shows the student that a comment has been posted, and it could be their comment that they send to a teacher, but many times it will be the teacher's comment back to them. They do not see any rubric score until that has been graded and returned to them. So you can see on this one, it just says that it's been turned in, and then the comment is there as soon as I sent it. But here's an example where it shows the rubric score, it shows the comment, but they need to open view details to then see the placement on the rubric, and if they expand the criterion, it also gives more details. So this is something that we will work on informing parents and kids also of, that in order to see really the reasons why they are getting a designated rubric score, they do need to expand all of these options here, and that will give them more detail.